Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading satellite office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, March the 6th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here today. The Dow Jones closed up 42.5 points. The Nasdaq closed up close to 2 points here, and the S&P 500 closed up a little over 1.5 points. If we take a look at the breadth, we had 3,473 issues advancing. We had 2,672 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. So a lot of good action across the board today. Today was a little bit of a grind down and a grind right back up. A lot of choppiness in the market. However, there were plays to be had. So let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY to see how we closed today here. The SPY closed up 21 cents, 0.14%. You can see we had a little pause day today after gapping up. We pulled back in a little bit, filled the gap, and kind of just chopped around there. But we are coming near these key resistance levels from the monthly and the weekly charts around the 154, 155 area. If we break over 155.40, the next level we're looking at is 157.61. But we do have some key numbers to work off up here, these high resistance levels, and 156.64 is going to be another level that you want to watch that I have marked on my weekly chart. So in all, as long as we can hold above this 153.30 level right here from this little pivot that we made right here that we broke above yesterday, we should be looking for this thing to continue higher. We may need to consolidate a little bit up here, but as long as we're above these key short-term moving averages, everything's looking good on the SPY. And just stick with the trend until we get maybe like a big monster reversal day. Maybe a day like this with another follow-through day will kind of be the signal that we may need a pullback. So we'll see what happens and how we set up going forward. Taking a look at the triple Qs. The triple Qs, they weren't able to hold above that key 68.60 level that we're watching. Of course, we're here at the top of the supply zone. We had a nice little close above that 68.60 level yesterday, and then today we pulled back. We really want to see the Qs hold above 68.60. One thing that we do not want to see is the triple Qs, set up here and do another bull trap up here near the top of the supply area, pretty much just stopping everybody out that was short the market against these highs, and then coming right back in. That would not be a good sign. This would be got kind of a little shakeout action right here, possible bull trap. But that's just one scenario that could play out. Of course, we need some more. We need some more trading days to see if that was going to be a possible scenario to set up there. But at the moment, everything's looking pretty good in the Qs. We're still above these short-term moving averages and above all these other key moving averages right here. And really, as long as we hold the gap up from yesterday, we should be in good shape. So we want to work off that gap up, which is around the 68 level. That's the level you want to be working off to the downside. To the top side, today's highs on the triple Qs around 68.91. If we get above that level, call it 69. We're going to be looking for a move up towards these 69.68s, which comes from this nice little inflection high that we made back here on October the 5th. So that's the levels that you want to be watching on the triple Qs. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, the small caps here, the IWM right here back at the top of the channel. This thing may want to make some new all-time highs possibly by Friday. The high that we need to break past here is 92.68. We break over 92.68, we're going to be looking for a move towards 93.5 or 94 or so if the momentum continues in the market. So far on the IWM, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive higher closes. So that's definitely something to take note of. At the same time, you want to make sure you respect this key trend line that we've been tracking here from the channel, that we've been watching from these key inflection points. This one from the gap up from the start of the year. This one right here. This one right here. You can see we had the nice little bull trap that happened at the top of the channel. We pulled back in, held the bottom of the channel, and now we're back at the top of that channel. So this kind of makes it like a little double support resistance area. You can see here 92.69. From this little high right here, this high, and then the key trend line. So this is like a little double resistance area from the pivot high, and then from this key trend line. If we take a look at the U.S. dollar, the dollar showed some nice strength today. The euro showed a little bit of weakness. However, the markets were still able to kind of close, kind of flatline a bit. Actually, not really flatline, but not down much. Kind of like a little pause day. Not any real heavy selling in the markets today. But the dollar continues to show some nice strength here above these key short-term moving averages. And the next level to watch on the dollar is going to be up here towards the 83 level on the dollar futures. We take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar did break inside that key channel that I've been showing you guys from the consolidation breakout that we had back here at the start of the year. And if we continue to hold below this 130 level or so, we're going to be looking for a push down in the euro, down towards 128.44, which lines up with this key 200-day simple moving average down there. And if that was to happen, I would expect the dollar to continue showing some strength in the market, to maybe feel some pressure from that dollar strength, and some commodity stocks to maybe get hit, especially the energy stocks, which have not been showing much strength like some of the technology stocks have, or some of these high beta stocks, or these big cap technology stocks. So that's something that you want to keep a close eye on as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the commodity sector, starting off with gold futures. Gold futures had a nice pop today here. The gold futures, we opened up today's session around, let's see, 1574, call it 1575, and we closed at 1583.90. We are holding this little key trend line that we're watching from the bottom of this little big channel that we've been tracking here since October or so, or November, from that key inflection high, this key inflection low, this inflection low, this inflection high. You can see how we're trying to hold that key trend line right there. So we'll keep paying close attention to that right there. If we get a bounce up, you want to be watching this declining 20-day simple and exponential moving average around 1602. We break above that level, we can make a move up here towards 1620 if we really catch some momentum off this little higher low pivot that we have going on right there. So we'll see how that plays out. And the GDX made a nice move today. Actually, nice reversal down here on the GDX. You can say this thing was oversold. It already had about 3 waves down to the short side. You have this is where your break was. So you got 1. You had a little slight consolidation, 2, a little push up, and then 3. So another little 3 push down there. And now this thing made a nice little engulfing candlestick that just engulfed the prior close to 3 days of trading here. Just about engulfed the 3rd day right here from last Friday. Nice volume coming in today here. We're going to be looking for the GDX to push up towards 39.17. We break back above 39.17. Some slight resistance right here at this 41.12 level. We do have the declining 20-day simple moving average and exponential moving average around 39. So that could very well be a short-term target on the GDX. And those stocks that are moving right there is Newmont Mining. Newmont Mining up over 3.5% today. Nice engulfing candle. You have GG, which has been holding up a little bit decent. Actually, it hasn't been holding. It was holding up decent a little bit back here, but it actually started cracking when the miners really started getting hit. But either way, this one's still near some nice support levels here from the weekly chart. This key 32 level has been a nice little level to buy GG against. So definitely looks like this could be a nice little stock to buy down here if we start to see a little bit in gold, as these miners have been getting hit pretty hard and they are oversold. And they look a little bit interesting down here, and a lot of institutions are talking about buying some of these miners down here, at least from what a lot of people are saying on TV, which is not a reason to buy them, but they do look nice down here. AEM, let's see what this one's doing here. AEM up $1.72. ABX, which was one of the weaker ones out there, getting a nice little bounce as well here. So they all kind of look the same, engulfed. Nice little bounces here. We'll see if they fall through tomorrow. As far as the technology stocks go, actually, let's finish up here. As far as the commodities go here, I almost got sidetracked a bit there. As far as the commodities go here, let's take a look at silver, SLV. SLV closed back up at 28 here, trying to hold this key little channel, or this little trend line from the bottom of the channel that we're watching down here. If this 27.50 go hold and we can move back up towards this area right here, that could be a good sign for silver for a short-term little pop action there. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Some of the silver stocks that you can watch is SLW. Silver Wheaton, nice engulfing candle here. This is silver miner right here. This stock holding back above 32 looks pretty good. Could get a nice little pop up towards 34 possibly to back test this little range that it broke down out of here. Nice little pop back up to kind of back test that area. So you got about another 2.5 to 3 points there if that was to do that little bounce follow through. Let's see here. You can take a look at PAAS, another silver stock, silver mining stock there. You have another cheap one. You can take a look at EXK, and then you have CDE. So all these little mining stocks are bouncing right now. This little precious metal sector. What else we have going on here? Talking about crude oil, USO. Crude oil was weak today. Got hit. You can see it's getting a little bounce right here, right now, but it did recover off those lows. If you take a look at a 15-minute chart, this one set up a nice little bear flag right here, right in the morning session, and broke down. Kind of a little double bottom right here. It bounced right back up. So it did recover pretty good today, but it still shows some early weakness in today's session. If you take a look at the USO is still holding this key little 32.25 level, and we get a bounce up towards 33. If we break below that level, you're going to be looking for a move down towards 31.25. And then the levels on the crude oil futures, let me give you guys these levels real quick here. 1 second. All right, so the levels that you're going to be watching on the crude oil futures, we're going to be working off this 89 level for support, and resistance is right here at 93, or actually 92.5, 93 area. So keep those levels in mind there. All right, as far as some key stocks that we're looking at, let's see what Apple did today. Apple was down $5.48. All right, still continues to hold below this key little short-term moving averages, which kind of shows you the momentum is still there to the downside. That has not been able to close above those short-term moving averages at all since like back here in February the 11th, which it fell and went right back below those key moving averages there. So Apple still looks weak. Amazon had a nice little pause day today, down $1.80, still holding above this key 270 level and still above this really key 262 level with these moving averages right underneath it to kind of support it. You take a look at IBM. We've been talking about the strength in IBM. We've been talking about looking for the top side action in IBM for the fact that it was in this nice little channel right here, which was acting as resistance from the top of the channel. Then it finally was able to break past that key level. I had two consecutive closes here. Volumes increasing a bit there, and we're getting some nice closes here. Once we start closing above this 208.58 level from the earnings gap up, that little high, this thing can really get some traction going on the monthly time frame. It is in a sideways consolidation that it was been in for like about a year and 2 months or so here, and this thing, if it was to break out over 210, this could get some nice traction to the top side. Keep an eye on IBM. Nice little weekly pullback buy set up on the chart there. As far as energy stocks go, CVX was one of the strong energy names out there, up 54 cents today. This one's going to be making this one today actually made new all-time highs. Chevron. ExxonMobil has been lagging. You can take a look at XOM. XOM's lagging a bit there. Not a big cat integrated energy stock that you want to be invested in. Has had some decent action today from the gap up, but was not able to break out still. Continues to get sellers every time it gaps up a little bit here, so just keep on watching this one. This one over 71 could get going. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. MRO, COG, which has been a strong one. This one did nothing today. SWN, did that one do any follow through? A little bit of follow through in SWN. RRC. Did APC do any follow through today? No follow through in APC, APA. So the energy sector is a little bit weak. If the market was to roll over, these stocks would probably get hit. All right, they have not been able to get any nice bounce with the market action that's been going on here. Halliburton gapped up today, sold off. I mean, that's not what you really want to see. That would have been nice if it could have continued moving higher. Rig actually tried to make a nice move today, where they sold off and closed right back near the lows. So the energy sector is a little bit shaky. The financial sector, Goldman Sachs, moving right back on up here, back over these little short-term moving averages. JP Morgan was up 54 cents today. This one made new highs, little slight new highs for the year. Pulled right back in. It's kind of just grinding higher right there. Bank of America holding that key $11 level down there. And man, this one's making a nice fast move up, pretty fast. And a lot of money coming into Bank of America is because right back near the top of the range, making its way back up towards the top of the range up there towards those 1240s. And then you have Morgan Stanley, another stock that you could take a look at, kind of just slowing down here, really doing nothing. And then we have Wells Fargo, another bank that I've been tracking pretty close here, which is not really, hasn't caught the momentum that I'm looking for. But if this thing gets over 36.5 or 36.65 or so, this thing could really get going to catch up a bit, as you have this nice little consolidation base to work off of right here. All right. So that sector is looking pretty decent. Semiconductor stocks, which have been on fire, pulled back in a little bit today. Clack pulled back in a bit today. You can take a look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm pulled back in a bit today. So these stocks need to cool off a bit. Maybe need to consolidate a bit up here at these levels. And let me see what NVIDIA did today. NVIDIA was pretty much flat. This one kind of broke out, then pulled right back in. But so there's been decent action. The semiconductor stocks, those names need to set up a bit. Let's take a look at some of the agricultural stocks. I'm really just kind of going through my list here. Potash, not really doing anything. Monsanto, no, near the top of the range though. Mosaic, no, not looking good. CF, no, not looking good. Stuck below these 200-day moving averages right here. So the market was to pull back. Some of these setups like this, where they sold off and rallied back into these 200-day moving averages, or these 50-day declining simple moving averages, you can look for maybe some sell setups in those names right there. But right now, obviously, we want to wait for some more clues. But take a look at the hourly chart, and no, not really any real sign of reversal yet. But this thing was to do like a little fake breakout out of this range and to pull back in. That would be a signal to go short once it broke below 199 and held. So that's just a possible scenario when you start looking for some of these little retracement, pull back up sell-offs that you're looking for if the market was to pull back in a bit, and you're looking for stocks to short. So in any case, hope you guys had a great session today. We actually were able to make some money catching this nice little PBR trade. They had some news out this morning about raising their oil prices or something like that. Either way, there's a nice little professional gap here, basically canceling out all these people that got short the stock from here, so they had a cover. Basically, you look for the stock to hold up. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart and you add the pre-market action on it, I actually posted a blog post with a picture of, or the chart, I should say, of how we traded this one this morning and the strategy that we used. But it had a nice little bull flag here pre-market. So the whole strategy relies on waiting for it to pull back, not buying it on the open because it's already extended from the breakout level, waiting for it to pull back to the top of the flag. If the top of the flag holds, you look for a long. We got long on this candle right here and re-rated up pretty nice. And I did a trade review that you can find on the Facebook page. And if it wasn't to hold, if it was to break to the top of the flag, then you'll be looking for the next level of support down here around 1575. If that wasn't to hold, then you look for, if anything, a little bit down here. If it was just to break to that, then it would be like a no-go and a failed kind of pattern here. So check it out. It's on the Facebook page. I'm trying to figure out how to put it up on the blog. So if you haven't been to our site yet, check it out. wallstreettrading.com. A lot of good stuff on the way. I plan on doing a webinar on how to set up a playbook for your strategies, and I will announce that sometime over the weekend. So if you want to make sure you go to the website wallstreettrading.com and check that out. And if you're interested in trading with our firm, our group, contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. And have a great day, guys. Cheers.